sign an executive order requiring all public schools, and I told you guys we'd talk about this on Wednesday, requiring all public schools to teach personal finance to their students. I personally find it completely insane that wasn't already something that was required.
I had a personal finance class in high school.
I had one too, but it wasn't mandatory.
That's right. It wasn't mandatory.
No. And what were you going to say?
No wonder these kids don't know how economics or money works.
I took it.
Think it grows on trees.
They do. And again, man, when you look at like you want to talk about a crisis. I already told you guys, I'm going to give you this prediction one more time, right? So you can't say that I never said it. I want you guys to keep tabs, right? Let me give you this prediction one more time. By the year 2035, we will see calls from mainstream U.S. politicians asking for credit card debt forgiveness the same way you're seeing it with student loan forgiveness. We're over $1 trillion in credit card debt as a company, or excuse me, as a country, and it's only growing. And the Biden administration blew up credit card debt because you know how they kept bragging about spending. The consumer confidence is at an all-time high. Well, no, they're just spending more money on groceries and it's all going on their credit card because they can't pay for it out of pocket.
I was one of those people. I wasn't making enough to do it. I had to use my credit card to get groceries.
Yeah,
like, it was bad. So Caleb Hammer is this guy who does finance. He's like a young Dave Ramsey.
Yeah,
puts people on and does the same. He does
rice and beans and rice.
Yeah, he does the same thing. It's like, hey, you need to cut these costs or whatever. But he freaks out. He calls them idiots. He screams at them.
I need to look at this guy.
It's hilarious. Because that part's correct. It's stop spending on useless stuff. The dollars add up, and it's what's your income? What can you do? How can we get a job?
Right.
You need to cut because he's getting people with $60,000, $80,000, $90,000 in debt, and they're 23 years old, 24. Yeah. They're young, and he had
how do you get that much debt?
Well, okay. For example, there was this young lesbian couple that spent
say less. It was all on medical bills from beating each other, right? That's all.
They spent $21,000 for a Disney trip, singular, and they only make $7,000 a month
between the two of them.
And so
after taxes.
Yeah.
How do you spend $21,000?
They're Disney adults.
Which we all know my opinion. Disney adults deserve to be genocided. Go ahead.
So, and then there's another one where this dude's wife, they've been married for 2 years. This dude's wife would just he is looking at her. He was how'd you spend $1,200 in 1 week? And she's like, well, I bought this stuff from Target that looked nice. And he's like, do you use it? No, I didn't like it, so I returned it.
Well, she got her money back.
No, but she didn't return all of it.
Oh, so she kept some of it.
So it's all these personal finances. And he said he was on with Theo Von, and he said these people think they're children till they're 22.
Yeah.
They act like they're just kids.
There's no long-term consequences to shit.
They don't act like adults, and so their spending is just oh, I'll get out of it. And
yeah.
No.
I guys, I hate to break it to you. The second you turn the age of majority in your state and take out a credit card, that's going to follow you forever.
Yep.
Student loans going to follow you forever. Believe me, man. Believe me. I'm someone who clawed his way out of bad debt. Not as bad as some of these people. I wasn't hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm going to admit to this on the air. I was close to $20,000 in credit card debt at one point. I was close to $20,000. That's a car, right?
Yeah.
I crawled my way out of there with discipline because dude, the thing was when I was 18 years old. So here's what happened. When I was 18 years old, it wasn't a great job, but compared to what all my friends were doing, it was a good job. Right.
Right.
So I'm doing what any idiot 18-year-old kids do. I was selling cars and I was making good money. So I'm doing what any other idiot 18-year-old kids doing is I'm spending money. Right. And I had money at the time. I was living with my parents. So I had all this extra money to spend and it was cool. And then I realized I fucking hate this job. This is miserable. I want to quit and go. I want to go to college and do that whole thing. Right. So I was 19 and almost 20 years old, quit, went and worked at a hardware retail store that'll go nameless because they probably don't want to be affiliated with me.
No.
And I went from making more money than all my friends, 3 times what all my friends were making, to $9 or $10.50 an hour. Right. And I mean, this is 2015, so that's still kind of $10.50 an hour was a lot better in 2015 than it is now. I mean, I don't know anyone who pays $10.50 an hour in 2025. But so I went back and I did not want to give up the lifestyle, right, that I was living prior to that. So credit card purchase here, credit card purchase there. It never seemed like much. And I mean, at this time, it was $100, $200, right? It was never a bunch of money, but what happened was I developed bad habits, and bad habits accumulated into debt. And debt, you get into the mindset where you're just like, well, I'll just pay this off next month. Well, I'll just pay this off next month. So what if this trip to the bar was $75? I'll just pay. Well, we'll finance it. I'll pay for it in 3 months. And then the interest starts to pile up, and you feel like it's all. And dude, it takes discipline. And the problem is, so I got a little bit lucky getting hit by a drunk driver and everything. I managed to pay a lot of that, probably about half of it I paid off out of pocket, and the other half I paid off with that. But the problem is, if you don't change your mindset, you'll get back into it. So if you fall into a bunch of money, somebody dies, you get into an accident, get a bonus or a pay raise or whatever, and you don't change your habits and discipline yourself, you're going to continue to blow through your money, and you're going to continue to get back into debt. It's a tough cycle, and it's tough to break. It's just like weight loss. It's like alcoholism. Spending's an addiction, man.
It's like people who win the lottery and then go bankrupt 6 months later.
Yeah, because they go stupid with it.
And that's when you learn that a lot of poor people are poor by their own choices.
Yeah, they are. And I get it. Bad shit happens to people. Like people have like shitty medical bills and stuff like that. But for the most, listen, man, as someone who's been in bad credit card debt, I get it. It sucks. But I don't feel bad for a lot of you, because a lot of you are there because you are impulsive and not because you had legitimate emergencies. I still have credit cards, right? I still have credit cards. I don't drink as much as I used to, but I'll still have a beer every now and then. I still have credit cards because shit hits the fan. And yeah, if my water line breaks and I got to come up with $7,500, I don't want to drain our savings account.
No.
Right? I don't want to do that. So I still have it for emergencies, not for nights at the bar, not for trips to the mall. So people, we absolutely need to teach these, because if I'm bad, these impulsive kids who can't keep their attention for more than 7 seconds thanks to TikTok are going to be a holy fucking nightmare. So we absolutely need to teach these kids how to manage their money. I think you teach personal finance all 4 years.
Yeah, no, I think it has to start early, because then that way you can get into like taxes and like understanding, like, and you get to more of a realistic view of like, hey, when you leave high school, things are going to come to you. You don't have your parents to back you up.
Yeah. Do you want to know when I started getting financially responsible?
When? Last year?
No, last week, man. What are you talking about? No, I started getting actually making sure that my shit was handled. I want to say it would have been around 2020, COVID years. And the reason I started doing it, Mia, we weren't married at the time, obviously, but we had a pregnancy scare. And I was like, I got 9 months to get as much of this shit paid off as I can. And so I stopped going out. I stopped eating at restaurants. I stopped buying electronics, guns, everything, and just started throwing everything at my credit card debt. And I got it paid down, and then realized the baby wasn't coming. And I was like, okay, well,
beer to celebrate.
Yeah, let's go to the bar. I'm gonna need to borrow some money. No, I'm kidding, but no. And then I was like, okay, maybe this is probably the best way I should keep this up here. But that was when shit gets real, when children get, or you think children are going to be involved. So that's anything else on personal finance?
Nope. Good decision.
I'm gonna watch this Caleb Hammer guy. We're not financial advisors, by the way, but here's why you should put your entire retirement. No, I'm kidding. Into crypto shitcoin.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you could actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese Spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.